What's good, cause? Welcome back to the channel, and today I'm bringing you guys another NFL prediction video. Only 2 divisions to go, and today we are doing the AFC West. Who will be winning the division? Will it be the Chiefs, the Chargers, the Raiders, or the Broncos? Let me know who you guys think will win in the comments down below, and if you guys are excited for the video, do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you guys are new. I would greatly appreciate it, but without further ado, I hope you guys enjoy the video. Let's get it.
Minika, watch me on Twitch, ooh, I'm streaming. I'm on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, red button beaming. Let's get that sub count, take over YouTube, ooh, we teaming. My content so hot, ooh, yeah, I'm steaming. Ooh, yeah, I'm steaming, red button beaming.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, today we are doing the AFC West predictions. Only 2 more divisions to go, including this one in the NFL, and then we'll be done with the predictions videos until we get to around August time when the season's about to kick off again, and we will redo these predictions with free agency included, with the draft included, stuff like that. So we will be redoing these predictions, but right now it's just a little early predictions in the video. So this is the AFC West. Let's get into it. All right, so we're going to start things off with the Los Angeles Chargers. Got their star quarterback in Justin Herbert in his second year next year. Will he take another step up? It's time to find out. I think they're going to be a solid team next year, but let's see what their schedule is like. So we're going to start things off here. We have the Baltimore Ravens up first, and I have them going to Baltimore and losing, unfortunately. Think the Ravens are going to have a really good season next year, kind of a bounce back season, even though I know they won a playoff game last year, but they were hot towards the end of the season. I think going into next year, they're going to start to be that number 1, number 2 seed that they were 2 years ago. Maybe be like the 3rd best team in the AFC behind the Chiefs and the Bills, but I have the Ravens winning this one. Then I see a few wins in the Chargers' future here. Now, I don't know of these next 3 games. Will they win all 3 of them? It's a very good chance they could lose one of them. And if they did lose one of them, I'd say it'd probably be in Denver, but I'm not sure what we're thinking here. So I definitely think they're going to get the win against the Bengals, especially if Joe Burrow is out. Now, the Texans are going to be one of the worst teams as well next year, so I'm giving them a win. As long as they trade Deshaun Watson or whatever the situation is with Deshaun Watson, goes away. If he's not on the Texans next year, I think the Chargers will win that one. So right now they're 2-1. This Denver game could be a split. I could see Denver winning one at home and then the Chargers beating them back at home. So right now I'm going to list it as a loss for the Chargers, but I could see it becoming a win later down the road. So now we have the Kansas City Chiefs, and the Kansas City Chiefs going to Kansas City. The Chargers will not win this game. They did win last year, but that was because Kansas City was playing their backups. So they're going to lose in Kansas City. That makes them 2-3, but I said they will get the win against Denver when they come to LA. So that's 3-3. Now the question's going to be, will they split with the Chargers and will they split with the Raiders? Do they go 3-3 in the division next year, or do they go 4-2? Now, they really gave Kansas City a good run for their money last year in Justin Herbert's first start as a Los Angeles Charger. Defense played well against the Chiefs, and then the offense did what they needed to do to almost win that game, went to overtime, and the Chiefs did wind up winning it. But it is possible for the Chargers to beat the Chiefs, I think, next year. I'm not going to give them the win right now, but I could see it happening. Could be a 50-50 game, a lot closer than you might think. So I'm going to give them the loss right now against the Chiefs. They get swept. But I am going to give them the win against the Las Vegas Raiders. The Las Vegas Raiders are very good offensively, but not very good defensively. We'll have to see what they do, in the draft to fix that secondary over there in Vegas, because I can see them in a ton of shootout games. But I'm giving the Chargers a win against the Raiders. That makes them 3-4. And then they're going to Cleveland. I think Cleveland's going to be a very good team next year, so I think they're going to get the loss there in Cleveland. So the Chargers are 4-5 halfway throughout the season, so not really what you want to see. Not a good record by any means, 4-5 halfway throughout the season. But their schedule does look to open up a little bit of some easier games coming up compared to the competition they had faced earlier in the season. So you have the Pittsburgh Steelers, who I think the Chargers are better than offensively, and which you have Joey Bosa, Derwin James, a bunch of guys on the defensive side of the ball that could keep up with that Steelers defense. They could match up with them pretty well, and I don't think Big Ben is very good over there next year, especially another year being older. We'll have to see what happens there, but I'm going to give the Chargers the win right now against Steelers, make them 5-5, and I'm going to give them the win at home against Dallas as well, and a win against the Giants and Daniel Jones in New York, and make it 7-5, even with the Kenny Golladay edition or Dory Jackson edition, all the additions that the Giants made. I think the Chargers are better than the Giants anyway, and I'm going to give them the win. Makes the Chargers 7-5 with 4 games to go. Schedule is a little weird here at the end. So you have 2 NFC teams and 2 AFC teams. The Patriots absolutely blew out the Chargers last year in LA, and for that reason I'm going to give the Patriots the win once again, because now the Patriots made a ton of new additions, and Bill Belichick just was schemed so well against the Chargers next year, where I'm saying they won by 30 or something last year with no weapons. They have to win this game with weapons. Next, you have the Raiders. Like I said, I'm going to give a split here. The Chargers could win this game. I could easily see it happening, but I'm going to give respect to the division opponents. I'm going to give the Raiders in their home building, especially if they get fans in there this time around in a new stadium. Makes the Chargers 7-7, but I think they end the season with a win against the Eagles and a win against the football team, and I think they're a 9-7 football team overall. Okay, up next we have the Denver Broncos, and will the Denver Broncos be using Drew Lock next year as their starting quarterback, or will they go in the draft and find somebody else? Will they get somebody like Trey Lance if he falls to them, Mac Jones, or will they stay with Drew Lock? Is he the long-term answer? This is probably his last year to find out if they do stay with him. So let's get their schedule started, and they're going to Cleveland. Think they lose that game. Think Cleveland got better defensively, and their offense is better than Denver, and you're going to Cleveland. You're not winning that game. You're going to Dallas. Think Dallas is a better team. You got Dak back. You're not winning that game. You got the Chiefs at home, but I think the Chiefs are going to sweep you guys anyway. Home field advantage. Don't think it's going to matter unless it's a snow game and it's a low-scoring game like it was last year. Then maybe you have a shot, but I think the Chiefs are a better team than you, so you start off 0-3, but you do get the Chargers, and like I said in the Chargers video, you guys will split, so you'll go 1-1 with the Chargers, so it's 1-3 for the Broncos to start. I think the Raiders, Chargers, and Broncos are pretty evenly matched here in this division, and they've seen each other enough where I feel like they'll probably all wind up splitting with each other. I think the Chiefs will probably sweep 1 or 2 of them, maybe all 3, you never know. But I think for the most part, these teams will probably split. Could one of them sweep one of the other ones? Probably, but for that reason, I'm going to give the Broncos a win against the Raiders in Denver. The Raiders will get the win in Las Vegas, but we'll get to that when we get there. We have the Ravens coming to Denver. They're not going to win that game. That makes the Broncos 2-5. And then you have the Bengals, who I will give the Broncos the win to because it is at home, and the Bengals have to travel pretty far for this. And will they have Joe Burrow at that point? Because Joe Burrow is projected to be out the first 4 weeks. If they don't have Joe Burrow, I think the Broncos probably win this game pretty easily. So they're 3-5 halfway throughout the season. Okay, excuse me, guys. I said 3-5 throughout halfway through the season. It's actually only been 7 games. They're 3-4, 9 games to go. I think they're better than the Eagles, and I think they're still better than the Jets. And those teams are both coming to Denver. So I'm giving them both wins there. Makes them 5-4. And they're going to Jacksonville. This is another winnable game. So the Broncos schedule, I haven't looked at it before this, is actually a pretty favorable schedule. They could have a good record just based off their schedule here. They get to go to Jacksonville playing Trevor Lawrence, a rookie quarterback. Could be a 50-50 game here. I still think probably the Broncos are a better football team, and if Drew Lock, if he is the quarterback, has a hot game, they could win this one. I'll give them the win here. Makes them 6-4. They lose to the Chiefs in Kansas City. They lose to the Chargers in LA. Makes them 6-6. Say they lose to the Giants as well. I gave the Chargers the win, but that was because it was in LA. Going to New York, you got to travel a pretty far distance to go there. Think the Giants are a better team than the Broncos here. We'll have to see what comes from that. You lose to the Raiders in a split. You go on a losing streak after being 6-4. You're 6-8. You probably lose to the Steelers. It could be a 50-50 game, but since you're in Pittsburgh, I'm giving you the loss, and I think you end off the season here with a win against the Washington football team at home. Makes the Broncos overall 7-9. Okay, so we're halfway done with the AFC West. If you guys are enjoying the video, please do me a favor, hit that like button as always, and subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Let me know what I've got wrong so far, what I've got right. I'm not perfect, obviously, so leave those in the comments below. Don't hate on me, but do let me know, what you guys think I got wrong, what I got right. Let's have some friendly discussions in the comments below. Let me know. But the next team we're going to be talking about is going to be the Las Vegas Raiders. They've been basically the mediocre team of this division. They're never really bad, but they're never really good. They're in the middle of the pack every year. Will this be the year they break through, or will this be the year that they fall down? So let's see. Up first, they have the Cleveland Browns, and they're going to Cleveland. Gave them a very low-scoring game. This could be a game where you see an upset if they are able to score a lot of points and fix up their defense here. Could win this game, but I am going to give them the loss here. I think Cleveland's going to win the AFC North. If you guys haven't seen my AFC North video, go check that out. So I can't have them losing here to probably a middle-of-the-pack team in the AFC West. So for that reason, that's a loss for the Raiders to start. Going to give them a win against the Cowboys because I think it's an offense versus an offense game there. I think they both have really bad defenses. Maybe John Gruden coaches something up to get them that one extra turnover, one extra touchdown here or there, one extra score, and they get the win. So they're 1-1 to start off the season. All right, so they're 1-1. Now you have the Denver Broncos going to Denver, and like I said, they will split with the Denver Broncos. So that's 1-2. They will lose to the Colts, who I think are one of the best teams in the league next year, or one of the best teams, in the AFC. They'll probably wind up going ahead and win the AFC South, but we'll stay tuned for that AFC South video. That'll probably be out around this time next week. I will get to that, but I think the Colts are going to be very good defensively. Carson Wentz is probably an upgrade from Phillip Rivers. Did play well last year. Phillip Rivers, Carson Wentz did not play well, but I think in that system could give him the opportunity to play a little bit better football. We'll see what happens there. So they're 1-3. They lose to the the Chiefs. So the Raiders are 1-4. They also lose to the Chargers, who I will have them splitting with. So that is going to be 1-5. Okay, now they have to go to New York to play the Giants, and I'm going to give the Giants the win here. Could wind up being a 50-50 game. We'll see when this game takes place, what part of the season, how both teams are playing. But with the free agency acquisitions, I think the Giants are a better football team. The Raiders have the better quarterback. Derek Carr is a very quality quarterback in this league. Definitely middle of the pack. We just have to see what that defense does. We'll see what happens. But I'm going to give the Giants the win right now. They are going to win against the Broncos, and they are going to win against the Chargers. They're going to be 3-6. Now, they beat the Chiefs last year in Kansas City. Can they beat them in Las Vegas this year? I think they can. I'm going to give them a surprising win here against Kansas City. Makes them 4-6. They will lose to the Ravens, makes them 4-7, but they will beat the Bengals, and that makes them 5-7 with 4 games to go. So they have a decently tough schedule with 4 games to go at 5-7. It's not what you want to see as a Raiders fan. You want to see a playoff berth, and they have to win all 4 of these games to even have a chance at 9-7 and maybe making the playoffs. Think they win against the Eagles at home, and I'm even going to give them the win against Miami at home because they played well against Miami until Ryan Fitzpatrick had that lucky throw at the end with that face mask call to get the win for Miami. So I'm going to give them the 2 wins there. Now, they're not going to beat the Steelers and the football team. They're going to win one of them, and surprisingly, I'm going to give them the win against the Steelers. I don't know why. For the Steelers are going to lose to at least 2 of these teams in the division, and I've already given the Chargers and the Broncos a loss, so I'm going to give right here a win for the Las Vegas Raiders against Pittsburgh. We'll see if that offense in Las Vegas could, deal with that Pittsburgh defense. If they can't, then they'll probably lose, but we'll see. And then they have another tough defense in the Washington football team, and I'm going to give them the loss here. That makes the overall record for the Raiders 8-8. Okay, up next, we have the best team in the AFC, no question. Have gone to the Super Bowl the last 2 years and AFC Championship game the last 3 years. So there's going to be a lot of wins on their schedule. There's not going to be a lot of losses for the Kansas City Chiefs. But without further ado, let's get into their schedule. So they start things off with the Baltimore Ravens. They own the Baltimore Ravens every time they play them since Lamar Jackson has been there. Don't think anything's going to change here. They're going to go to Baltimore. They're going to win. They're going to win against Cincinnati Bengals. They're going to win against Denver in Denver. Win against the Denver Broncos here. They're going to be 4-0. They'll win against the Chargers at home, and they will win against the Raiders at home, so that's 6-0 to start the season. Then they get the Cleveland Browns and the Steelers at home, and that's a win, and that's a win. I don't care. Cleveland almost beat them in the AFC Championship game. Patrick Mahomes went out, and they still won. 8-0. Beat the Steelers. The Steelers stink compared to the Chiefs. They couldn't beat the Bills, and the Chiefs destroyed the Bills last year. So that's 8-0 for the Chiefs. Now you got the Cowboys and the Giants at home, and that's another 2 wins. That's 10-0 for the Chiefs. So you're 10-0 to start the season. You're looking for a perfect 16-0 season. Redemption tour after losing in the Super Bowl last year. Now you get your first tough game in a long time. You get the Buffalo Bills at home, though, and you've seen what you did to them in the AFC Championship game. Not at 100%. So I expect the same exact thing this year. It's going to be 11-0 for the Chiefs. They're going to beat the Chargers at home, but I did say they will lose 1 game in the division, and I think that comes in Las Vegas. Just completely going out on a whim here. Don't know if that's going to 100% happen. If I had to bet my money on, I'd say the Chiefs still win, but I'm going to give the Raiders the win just because I think the Chiefs have to lose a game somewhere, and I'm going to pick an upset when they go to Las Vegas, be 12-1. I'm sorry, not 12-1, 11-1. So it actually was 12-1. I apologize. I thought it was 11-1, but there's only 3 games left, and you have the Eagles, Titans, football team, easy money, sweep them all. 3-0 to end the season, 15-1 overall for the Kansas City Chiefs. This team will not stop. They will not be stopped. They will be the AFC #1 seed next year and probably go to the AFC Championship, probably the Super Bowl. All right, everybody, before we get out of here, let's recap the AFC West standings. Where are these teams going to fall next year? In last place, I have the Denver Broncos and Drew Lock. In last place, where they go get a quarterback in the draft. That's going to be interesting to watch. I hope they do because I don't think Drew Lock is their long-time answer. In third place, we have the Las Vegas Raiders. Once again, another mediocre season. Not very good, but not very bad. They'll be middle of the pack. We'll see what they do next year. In second place, we have the sophomore Justin Herbert, bringing his team up a little bit to a positive record, maybe even a 7-seeded playoff berth. We will have to see. And then in first place, no question, only 1 loss on the season. It's the Kansas City Chiefs, #1 seed in the AFC most likely, and probably going to the Super Bowl once again. But that is going to do it for the video, guys. If you guys did enjoy, as always, please do me a favor, hit that like button and subscribe button if you guys are new. I would greatly appreciate it. In the comments down below, comment, what do you guys think I got wrong? What do you guys think I got right? Let's have a friendly conversation in the comments talking about football. And as always, you can also follow me on my social medias, which are on the screen for you guys right now. My Twitter, my TikTok, my Twitch, my Instagram. We could talk about football over there as well. So make sure to go follow me at my social medias. But that's going to do it for me today, guys. I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great rest of your day. Peace out.